Hi, everyone. All right, here we are. Weird, wild times. Um, I wanted to just start by going over some of the changes to the course together and look at the Blackboard course shell now that things have changed significantly. All right, so if all is working properly, you should be looking at Blackboard right now. I'm not the most technologically advanced, if you couldn't tell, so bear with me if I make a mistake. Okay, so we're in the Sculpture Parks and Public Art course shell. Everything that you've already been using here, you'll see announcements are still gonna obviously stay the same here. This is really important that you check these announcements on a regular basis to see if anything important has been posted. If you go to syllabus and orientation, so obviously all this was already there, but I've updated the syllabus. So if you haven't already done so, please check that out and see some of the changes that have been made. That includes to our course schedule. So you'll see that due dates have been updated as well. The most significant difference is going to be the way that I've organized the course shell. So every week, I'm going to post a new learning module, and that's kind of like a one-stop shop. You click on that, that will bring you to everything you need for that week. So I thought this would be the easiest way for both of us to remain organized. So you don't need to go through like, oh, what's today's or this week's discussion board? What's the reading for this week? Just go to the learning module and it's all going to be in there. These are basically links to pre-existing parts of our course shell, but it's all in one place. So you don't need to worry about like, well, what was due this week? Because it's all going to be in here. So I'm going to have a link to the readings. So you click there, a reminder that we have to read Dolores Hayden, and then a link to the Anthony Caro and Norman Foster interview. Oops. Okay, and then if you go back, discussion board, that's something else that is new. So discussion boards will be each week. And this is kind of taking the place of our in-person, in-class conversations, which is so important to our class. So to keep the conversation going, I ask that we all participate on this discussion board and that you participate in terms of responding to classmates' threads as well. So please respond to at least 2 of your classmates' threads to keep the conversation going. All of this is going to like count towards your participation and attendance points for the week. So if you're not participating on the discussion boards, then you won't earn participation points or attendance points for that week. So that's kind of how I'm keeping track of attendance and participation. Sorry, I'm going to be doing a lot of air quotes, I have a feeling. Okay, so when I clicked on the discussion board, that brought you to that week's discussion board, which is the topic of architecture and its relationship to public art. Now, we normally would have had in-person virtual mini tours, or sorry, we would have had in-person mini tours of the sculpture park. Kayla was supposed to take us on a tour of Bruce Naumann's House Divided, and Debbie was supposed to take us on a tour of Christine Tarkowski is working on a failed utopia. Obviously, we can't be doing that. So what I've devised instead is a discussion board in which Kayla and Debbie can take us on a virtual tour of those 2 projects. It's going to be a little wonky at first, and I think it's going to be a bit of a learning experience, but you'll see how I've set it up here. I've given a sample of what I'm looking for so you have an idea of how to kickstart the conversation. So I'm taking us on a virtual mini tour of Martin Puryear's Bodark Arc. All right, moving right along. So if we go back, so we've got the readings, the discussion board, the mini tours. All of these you should be participating in each week. Sometimes we won't have a virtual mini tour if nobody's assigned, but we might instead have like an in-class writing, which will also take place on the discussion board, but it'll be an individual thing, so you don't need to comment on anyone's. All right, last but not least, I wanted to assign this week's virtual art visit paper. So you'll also see each week if there's a new assignment that's being introduced, like in class, normally I'd say, okay, coming up, you'll have this paper due on, you know, in this case, April 22nd. This is what the assignment entails. So instead of talking about it in person, I'm just posting a little brief summary of that assignment. So here you'll see, oh, okay, the public art visit paper. You're going to visit a public art piece or sculpture park, not including our own sculpture park, either in person if safe and proper social distancing measures are used. So let's say there's a mural in your neighborhood. That would be fine. You're going to be hopefully out taking walks anyways. So if you come across a public art piece that doesn't interfere with the current social distancing measures, that's fine. Or you can visit one virtually, and I've listed this is a handful of sites. There are a lot others that you might find online, but if you need some suggestions, here they are. And then you're going to write a response to your visit, which remains the same: undergrad 1 to 2 pages, grad 2 to 4 pages. So yeah, so that'll be the learning module for each week. The last difference is virtual office hours. So I'm going to maintain my same office hours, but they're all going to be online using Blackboard Collaborate. So if you click on that, it will take you to Blackboard Collaborate. And it depends on just the way that it's kind of set up. If it's a Monday or a Wednesday during my office hours, between 1 and 2:30, you would click here. If it's a Friday, you click here. So I have obviously mostly midday office hours. If you need to make another appointment with me, that's fine. Obviously, email works too. So in the meantime, let me know if you have any questions. All right, I'm gonna stop the share there and stop my video. Okay, to be continued.